Well, I'd like to show how to upgrade your copy of gCADPlus. The first thing you should do is make sure you have your user name and your activation code, just in case something goes wrong, but we'll try and avoid any pitfalls. First step is to back up. The first step is to back up any data files that you have that might be important. So let's go into our C drive and into users and in my documents folder, and you'll have a folder there called gCADPlus. If you've been using the jobs folder to put examples of drawings, you need to back all of that up. Similarly, if you've run, these are lists, Xerophytic and Theo and RM are all special plant database files that you may well have added to. So you need to pack all of this up, I think, and put it somewhere into your system so that you can access those plant database files. They're actually better stored outside of the gCADPlus folder. But if you have edited any of those, added any of those, and put your drawings there, then you need to back them up before we go through this process, because we're going to remove the folder in the called gCADPlus under the documents folder. So we'll close from there, and now it's time to remove gCADPlus. In Windows 10 it's a quick method, just go to Apps and Features and then scroll down. They list it's in alphabetical order, so you should be able to find gCADPlus and then just uninstall it. And it doesn't take long to remove it via the prompts here. So just uninstall, and then now that gCADPlus is no longer there, although the file associations show, and to all intents and purposes it looks as though gCADPlus is there, but it is now gone. So let's now set another copy of our File Explorer. Again, make sure you're on the C drive. Check in Users and Documents for that gCADPlus folder that we were just talking about. Now that we've backed up everything in it, we can delete it. It's also not a bad idea to go into Program Files and just make sure that gCADPlus is not there and it appears to have been removed cleanly. So we now have gCADPlus removed from this computer. Next thing is to start your browser and then go to the gCADPlus. Let's maximise that. Go to the Downloads folder, and depending whether you're working in the metric or imperial area, recommend to download the setup file as a zip file. So we'll click there. Now pay some attention to where it's going. I've been rehearsing it, so it's gone into the Downloads folder. Experience shows us that it is best to put the file we want in a local folder. I'll cancel because I already have it where I want it. So now we're in a position to run that setup file, but before we do, and remember it'll be in the Downloads folder, local one, we need to extract it, and I've done that. You should be able to pull out a file called gCADPlus 10.1 metric setup. We're going to delete that at the moment just to run through how you extract this file. There are a number of different ways. If we pick the file and right click, because I have a copy of WinZip here, we can open it with WinZip and extract it. I've also a copy of 7-zip and I can extract it to here. So let's do that, and out comes our setup file. There is a method to extract that file too, using the Windows Explorer tool, which we'll put a little note on the bottom of the page. But to run it, it's a simple matter of double clicking on it, and we'll just accept the defaults. The installation happens quite quickly, and gCADPlus, the newer version of gCADPlus, will be installed. And we'll say we want to launch it. And we'll close here. We'll just check via About gCADPlus that we've got version 10.1, so I'm happy with that. Let's run a new file, and we'll run with one of these templates, and we'll pick that particular template. If I go to gCADPlus and attach a GCP file, I can find GCP files in Users, My Documents, and gCADPlus, and I can pick up the Garden CAD file here somewhere. Here we are. So we now have a plant database file attached to this drawing, and I'm going to clear all the assignments. So I'm going to just minimise that, or close that for the moment. What I'm now going to do is go to the library. I'm just testing that everything's working well, and I'll scroll down through here, pick a symbol at random. I want to insert it into the drawing, and it comes in at the correct size, and that tells me we have the correct version of gCADPlus installed. I'm going to pick that particular symbol, and I'm going to set data to a plant to demonstrate one of the new features here. I'll scroll down and just pick a record at random. So now when we pick that symbol there, when we select that symbol after we've got out of the command, name and common name are displayed there in the properties box. So the ability to stretch that window is very useful when you're operating and assigning new species. One other feature is file size here. That tells me this is quite a large file, over 1 megabyte in size. You might like to play with the tools and purge unused objects. And what that'll do is clean up unused layers and text styles and blocks, and they're now gone from the drawing. On the subject of layers, there's a difference between all layers in the drawing and all used layers in the drawing. It is important to distinguish between those. If we made several new layers, layer 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, see there, and we'll OK it. If we go to layers and all, those layers appear. You can see they have nothing on them, whereas all used layers just shows those layers in this design that have entities on it. So there are a number of new features in this version of gCADPlus that you might find very useful.